Alright, I'm going to shoot a video as I'm getting off of I-75 because we were talking about location, so I just want to give you some perspective. Like I said, from Brandon Boulevard, you jump on I-75 here, more or less 15 minutes up the highway, something like that. Depending on traffic, 10 to 20, but I think 15 is pretty accurate. So when you get off the highway here, most of New Tampa is to the right, which is east. There is some New Tampa to the left, which is Tampa Palms. So we're gonna go to the right. We're going Hunter's Green, but to the left would be Tampa Palms on the highway. Now this whole area really has been developed in the last 20 years, or maybe 25 years from the early 90s. There are some homes in Pebble Creek from the 80s, but this place must have just been nothing at that time. Really, most of this commercial stuff has popped up here since the millennium, and it's still growing, and they're still trying to adapt to the amount of homes and neighborhoods that have popped up in here. But this is Bruce B. Downs. This is a very, very commercial road. This is kind of like another Brandon Boulevard, 4 lanes on both sides, commercial on both sides, strip malls, gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores. Here's a Home Depot. So all this stuff is right off this highway, and right off of this road, Bruce B. Downs. There's a Best Buy right there, a Panera Bread. So very similar to a Brandon Boulevard or a Big Bend Road in Riverview. It's kind of another comparable road with a lot of commercial. Now, up on the left here, this is Richmond Place. There's probably 8 or 9 large subdivisions in this area. There's Tampa Palms, there's Richmond Place, there's Hunter's Green, there's Arbor Green, there's Quarry Lake, there's Heritage Isles, there's Pebble Creek, there's Live Oaks, there's Cross Creek, Easton Park, and there might be one more, but that's the majority. Grand Hampton, I think that's all of them right there. On the right here starts Hunter's Green. The subdivision's so large that it's on this side of the road, but it's also on the other side of the road. So we're this condominium inside Hunter's Green is closer to the other exit, so the GPS is taking me to the other side. If we were to continue down this road, Bruce B. Downs, we actually would cross into Pasco. Hillsborough County line would literally ends on this road, maybe another 2-3 miles up. There's a road called County Line, and if we cross over it, we're in Pasco. Just after you cross over it into Pasco, another couple miles down the road is Wiregrass Mall. So you're pretty close to the Wiregrass Mall, maybe 10 minutes from here up this road. But we're gonna take a right. This is this New Tampa for the most part is like a T, if you will. Bruce B. Downs kind of being the one part of the T, and then this going to the right. So some of the subdivisions are up and down Bruce B. Downs, as I just mentioned, like Hunter's Green and Tampa Palms and Richmond Place. Also West Meadows to the left. That's West Meadows. I forgot about that one. But if we take a right onto Cross Creek, as we're doing now, we're going to hit all the other subdivisions in this area. On this road, which is Cross Creek, we have Heritage Isles, Arbor Green, Quarry Lake, Easton Park. So they're all on this road. All the others I mentioned are on the other roads. One road or the other road to access all of these subdivisions in New Tampa. So we're about 2 miles from the condominium. So we'll go through the gate into Hunter's Green, and then we'll go to the condominium. The condominium is not gated, but you're inside a gated community. This area is very high and dry. There's a couple ponds that will cause a house to have flood insurance, but very rare. I'd say 90% of these homes, 95%, are high and dry. It's not a flood zone area. This is pretty high. We're pretty far off of the coastline. Probably about 50 minutes to the coastline, Probably an hour and 10 minutes if you want to go to the beaches of Pinellas. This is very middle class neighborhood. A lot of big homes, a lot of large families. So it's a safe area. So I'm in Brandon, but I work this area a lot just because there's a lot of homes, you know, a respectable price range. You know, they're not super high, but they're not super low, and just a lot of families that need help. So it's fun to work with those. So okay, so we're turning into Hunter's Green. The next turn would have been Arbor Green, and the next one after that would have been Quarry Lake. So they just keep going on and on. So here is, like I said, one of the two entrances into Hunter's Green. We went by the first one off of Roosby Downs. This is the one off of Cross Creek. If you live here, you can stay to the right and use your fob and go right through. If you're a visitor like me, you stay to the left. Let's see if I can pull out my license and business card here real quick. Okay, got it.
Hello.
Hey there. I am a realtor. I'm actually shooting a video for an out-of-state client. It's one of the condominiums, the 9481 Highland Oaks, unit 11115, or three ones.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hunter's Green is a nice subdivision. It's one of my favorites out of the whole parts of New Tampa. Hunter's Green and Arbor's Green are very, very similar. They're right next to each other, and they just have a lot of greenery like you see here. Quarry Lake is a different type of feel where all the roads are paved, lots of palm trees. It doesn't have the natural greenery. It's a really cool place. Quarry Lake is probably my favorite, but if you like the greenery like this, Hunter's Green and Arbor Green are definitely really, really nice. You see this is gated, so some of these like everything here is inside Hunter's Green, but there's a lot of individual neighborhoods, like small little pockets of maybe 20, 30 homes, and some are gated, some are not. So you see some of these have the Spanish tile roofs on them, the 50-year shingle roofs. Homes in here, single family homes, generally are 300 and up. I'd say from 300 up to maybe 800,000. There might be some $1 million ones, I'm not sure. Well, like I said, there's a lot of bigger homes, so it's not just the price of the land, it's just the square footage. This is a golf course community. A few of these communities are golf courses, not all of them. Hunter's Green is golf course. Arbor Green, I think, is golf course. Tampa Palms is golf course. I know Quarry Lake is not. Heritage Isles is golf course. So some have it, some of them don't. And I think they're still open. Though they are open to the public. But I think there's some discounts if you live here. Alright, we're coming up on the condominium. It's going to be up here on our right. But we still have... It's kind of buried inside of all these single-family neighborhoods and stuff. Here's a community park. So, tennis courts. All these things are included. There's a clubhouse. There's pool. All that stuff is inclusive when you live in here. Okay, so here's the condominiums. This is called the Highlands. See the way this road looks? That's how Quarry Lake is. It's like all like those pavers. This just gave you a small example. Straight in front of us is the clubhouse. So you do have this clubhouse as well as other clubhouses in the community. We're looking for unit 1115. So we'll see if we can put eyes on that. I do know there's another showing about the same time as me. I was supposed to be here from 1 to 1:30. Ended up running late. So it's actually about 2 o'clock, and she said there was another showing. So some of these have the garage. If I'm not mistaken, the one you inquired on has the garage. So I see units 100. So we want probably right here, unit 11. Make sure I'm not taking someone's parking spot. Here we go, visitor. So not many of these have a garage, but the one you inquired on does. It's probably this building right here. I'm not going to film the garage. If you really like the house, I'd be happy to go back, but yeah, of course, it's just a garage. So you can see it's a condominium. They all look the same. It's pretty well kept. Like I said, they put the assessment on. They're going to raise the reserves back up, and this will become much easier to finance, and probably the values will jump up because of it. So we're looking for unit 1115. So let me see if I can figure out where it is. So they have the shingle roof. I think these roofs have recently been replaced. And of course that's covers with the HOA. As you see, it's a very safe, nice, clean area. So it's a good place to live. Let's see. I think we found it. See the bird flying over? Okay, this is it. I'm going to shoot a video once I get inside. Bye.